So this video is going to be calisthenics for beginners. So it's going to be strictly for beginners. The first exercise is going to be a push-up. We're going to go through the easiest push-up, and this push-up can be a standing push-up or or a wall push-up. So you can do this at home as well. You got walls in your house. There's no excuses to be fit. I really feel like people just make excuses for themselves. But if you really want to be better and healthier, your mind and your body, you need to find ways to be healthier, and ways are all around you. We have options around us. You know, at home you got the floor. As long as you have a floor that you can stand on, you can work out. You know, anytime. You don't need to sign any forms. You don't need to lift any weights. You know, you can literally just do this, and you have walls in your house. So this is the easiest way you can do a push-up. So the easiest way is a standing push-up. Like, again, wide grip, close grip, and I'll call it diamonds, but more close grips touching. You know, your hands must be touching, and this will help you with your chest muscles, your contraction, your chest muscles. The wide grip helps more of your lats and your traps, but the push-up mainly helps your chest, and I said, like your deltoids as well. You know, your lateral deltoids and your front deltoids as well, and core. But like I said, your core needs to be engaged with every single calisthenics workout. Calisthenics workouts are all compound workouts, so meaning they target a lot of muscle group. They can't target more than one muscle group. You know, you're just not lifting weights and just being static. It's also endurance as well, so you need to be breathing as well. So like I said, core needs to be engaged consciously. So wide grip push up, and you need to make sure that you are contracting your glutes, squeezing your lower back. Make sure everything is engaged. You know, this will help with your core strength, and we're just doing it slowly. We're not repping it hard. We're not working for endurance right now. We're working for control, and we're also working for building mass, because that's what we want to do. We want to build mass. The more that you strength train, you need to, if you're trying to increase your strength, you need to go slow with your reps. You know, so because this is easier, it's going to be more of it's going to be 10 reps. You have to do 10 reps 3 times, or 10 reps 4 times. You know, 10 reps 4 sets, 10 reps 3 sets. You know, but I'm just going to show you just a quick explanation. So wide grip this time. Make sure your chin goes over the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Always make sure you pause at the top. Full range of motion. Full range of motion. For beginners, full range of motion, because you make sure to eliminate injuries. So you need to do full range of motion. Squeeze in, lock out, lock in, lock out, lock in. Make sure you're squeezing. Close grip. Same thing. Engage your core, engage your glutes, engage your pectoral muscles, and we're in. 1, 2. Make sure your elbows is not bending outwards. Make sure everything is closely contracted. Make sure your elbows are locked in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, close grip, literally hands touching together. Make sure it's touching together. This will help you with your top of your chest and your bottom of your chest. So we're back in. Make sure your elbows are not flaring out, like I said. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that there, you should be doing at least 3 or 4 sets of 10 reps. This will help you progress to the floor. You know, the 2 variations I just told you, the one with your knees and the one just with your feet. So that's it with the push-ups. Next one, we're going to get into the pull-ups. So the next exercise is going to be the pull-up. I feel like for beginners, you shouldn't go straight to the bar to start doing pull-ups if you're finding it hard. Like I said, work on your push-ups. That will increase your strength in your delts, your lats, your traps, and also your pectoral muscle as well. So this is all for the pull-ups, you know. But the main exercise I feel like you should do are basically pull-ups, but pull-ups on your feet, you know. Like I was talking about with the push-ups, you can do this at your walk. You can do this standing, you know. Most exercise you can do on the floor, you can do it standing. You know what I'm saying? So the pull-ups, all you need to do is work on your back strength, you know. And all we're doing is this. We're here, core engaged, and we're literally just pulling up. We're literally squeezing, make sure our core is engaged, then lock out, then squeeze back in. Lock out, then squeeze back in. Make sure you're breathing. Lock out, then squeeze back in. But the only thing that I would say is with the pull-up exercise is that your core needs to be engaged. I see a lot of people that do pull-ups and they never engage their core, or maybe because they're not working in their core, you know. So it's like your core muscle needs to be there because your core helps your whole body holistically, you know. The core is in the middle of your body, so it will help your lower part of your body and your upper part of your body. So when you have everything engaged, this is building literally contraction mass, you know. So it's like literally you're engaging everything, you know, and that's what we need to be doing. We need to be engaging every single muscle group because body weight exercise is a compound exercise. So make sure your mind to muscle memory, make sure everything is engaged, make sure your core is engaged, make sure your back is engaged, make sure your chest engaged, your lats, your traps, your delts, you know, your glutes, make sure everything is engaged. That's what you need to that's what you need to be thinking about with body weight exercises, you know. So like I said, we're back again on the bars. Wide grip. Make sure your wide grip is there. Make sure you're doing wide grip pull-ups with this exercise. Make sure you're doing close grip, and make sure you're doing close grip with your hands touching as well. So like I said, wide grip, we're up, we're squeezing. Make sure our core is engaged, we're breathing as well. Back down. Back down. Make sure explode into the top. Make sure it's an explosive pull because it's a pulling exercise. Make sure you're exploding, but you're making sure that you are going down slowly, nice and controlled. And your back, nice and controlled. And your back, nice and controlled. Make sure this is full range of motion because this prevents injury. Like I said, that's what you don't want to do because most people that exercise, when it comes to working out, they do way too much, you know. Like they just want to injure themselves. They go straight to weight training, and I feel like weight training is like you're only working for your demise, you know. So bodyweight exercises, foundation exercises, calisthenics for foundation. You're building your inner strength. You're building your own bodyweight strength, and then when you start lifting weights, it'll be so much easier, you know. It'll be so much easier to master other weights because you can lift your own weight. So we've done the wide grip. Now we're going to do the close grip. But with the close grip, you're not touching. The close grip is just closer, yeah, to your body. It makes your elbows are not flaring out. Make sure your elbows are tucked in. You know, we don't want this. We want this. You know, make sure nice and slow. Nice and slow is the way to go. 1, lock out, lock in. Make sure you pause at the top. Lock out, lock in. Make sure your core is engaged. Make sure you're breathing, your glutes engaged. That's 5. That's 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. As you can see, I'm pausing at the top. When you pause, you have to squeeze. Make sure you're squeezing. If you're not squeezing, you are not doing this workout properly. You're not working out properly if you're not squeezing, if you're not pausing at the top, you know. So That's it for the pull-ups. We're gonna do close grips for the pull-ups. This is the foundation for pull-ups, you know, to get your pull-up strength to the T. So this is what you need to be doing, you know. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't try going in the bars and try to do a pull-up, but this is the exercise that's gonna help you do your pull-ups. But if you feel like you have enough strength to pull yourself up to a certain, to a certain degree, then why not try it? You know, you still need to try the exercise that you're trying to perfect. But however, this will help you. This will help with your back strength, your lats and your traps. This will help you. This will help you forearm strength. You know, this is what you need to be doing. And also, you could do it either ways. This will help you with your chin-ups. Same thing. Wide grip, close grip. Same thing with the chin-ups. We're here, locking out. Boom, 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 boom. Lock out, lock back in. Lock out, squeeze back in. Lock out, squeeze back in. So that there, you can do this for wide grip as well. Same thing with wide grip. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. And we're here. This will definitely help. Another way to help your pull-ups, and this will be dead hangs. Another way you can help your pull-up strength is simply dead hangs. If you don't know what dead hangs is, it's literally just hanging on the bar. You know, this can help you out with your stretches as well. You help stretch your back, help stretch, because the thing about calisthenics, it helps you prevent injury. Like I said, like people go around lifting weights, but it's like you're really not preventing any injury. You're adding to the effects to be injured. You know what I'm trying to say? So calisthenics helps you to eliminate injury when you're doing it right. And what does that mean? That means locking in and locking out. You know, that means full range of motion, you know. So dead hangs will help you, will help your mind understand why full range of motion is important, because once you're dead hanging, that's full range of motion. That's locking out, you know, that's stretching out your muscle groups, that's stretching your joints, you know, and this will prevent injury, you know. So there's two types of dead hangs. There's dead hangs with obviously two of your hands just literally hanging off the bar, and there's also dead hangs with one hand as well. This will help build forearm strength. This will help with your joints on your shoulders, joints on your elbows, you know what I'm saying. This will also help grip strength as well, because at the end of the day, you need to have grip strength for you to be able to pull yourself up on the bar. You need to have grip strength, so you need to be able to grip the bar properly. And there's two ways to grip the bar, which I will show you. But first of all, we're just going to do a quick dead hang. So the dead hangs should be 20 seconds. Four sets, 20 seconds at least. 4 sets, yeah? 20 seconds each, dead hang. So we're going to jump on the bar and literally simple, just hang. Try not to swing too much. At first, you might be swinging, but what it is just to control your body weight while hanging. You know, you can literally let the gravity take you down as well. This will help stretch out your back muscles, your lats, your traps. Help out, stretch out your chest, stretch out your forearm. Literally your whole top of your body, your upper body, stretching everything out. But at the same time, still focus on just clinging onto the bar, holding the bar, making sure your form is right, and also make sure your core is engaged. You can even do a bit of movements as well, those shoulder movements, you know, helping your mind to muscle memory, you know, to know that when you are ready to start doing a pull-up, that's there as well, you know. So we have to do that 4 times, so 20 seconds, 4 sets, you know. This will help you, like I said, with your grip strength. It will help you to prevent injuries, and that's what we want. First thing we need to understand is health, you know. Focus on your health, focus on your mental health, your physical health, and also your internal health, you know. For example, like what you eat, you know, these are the things that we need to focus on, because if we don't focus on that, everything else is meaningless, you know. We need to focus on our health first so that we can be optimal, and we can strive to be the best self that we can be. So that dead hang there, you have to do it for, like I said, 20 seconds, 4 sets. The next one will be dead hang with just one hand. This is what we're doing. Boom. Because that might be a bit harder, so you want to do a bit like 5 to 10 seconds of that. Down. Again. Down. This will help your grip strength and your pulling strength as well. So literally, that's it with the pull-ups. The rest you can do is just trying to do a pull-up. You know, after the exercises, if you can, or as soon as you get into the park, or you get to the gym or whatnot, or you just see a bar, what you can do is just try to do the pull-up, you know. So here, and what we want to do is, this is a wide grip pull-up. What we want to do is engage your core. We're literally up, squeezing at the top. That's the bottom. Make sure it's full range of motion. Make sure you're squeezing the bar properly. You know, there's 2 ways of holding the bars, which I'll show you, but this is the first way, is simply just gripping the bars. This is more for explosiveness and control as well, but more of explosiveness. Well, here again, down, up, down, up, down, up. Make sure your chin is going over the bar. Down. So there we're gonna do at least 4 sets of 10. Make sure when you do every single set, make sure you're resting for at least 1 minute, get your energy back, and we're back into it, you know. Make sure you're breathing, you know. So that's it there with a wide grip pull up. With a close grip pull up, your hands are together, you know. You can do close grip pull up like this when your hands are close to your body, but however, this is the best close pull up to do. So here, or just up, full range of motion, up. Up. So you want to do that for 10 reps, 4 sets. Close contraction. Said this helping your back muscles, your lats, your traps, lower traps, helping your core, your delts, your front of your shoulders mainly, and also your lateral delts as well, which is the side of your shoulders. So as you can see, I'm actually breathing because that there is money, you know. So we're gonna go to, the first way to grip a bar like this. Make sure you hold it properly. Make sure that the bars are literally on the outskirts of your fingers, you know, and then you hold it properly like that. So make sure the bar, make sure it's literally outskirts of your fingers, and you're holding it like so, squeezing. So then we can be able to pull ourselves up, you know. And the other way is like this. Yeah, this is more for control. I normally use this gripping position for the bar when I'm doing lots of repetitions. This helps me with control. It helps me, I wouldn't say use most of my muscles, but helps me with put less engagement on most of my muscles basically. So this helps me with more control. This is more controlling grip. Yeah. So another way is like this. Controlling grip strength. Control. So those are the 2 important ways to grip the bar. So now we're back again, but this time we're going to talk on about the dips. So the dips is very, very important because it works mainly on your chest, your pectoral muscles. It works in your top of your chest and bottom of your chest. also works on your lats and your traps as well. But it works on your forearms a lot, because if I think about it, dips literally helped. I feel like dips was the one that helped my forearm the most. And I would say that for you to actually um, have good dip performance, you need to work on your push-ups, because these are still pushing motions. You still need to push, and this is what I'll talk to you about. With the dips, people find it hard with the dips to actually go down, but what I would say is you can do your dips at home, a bench dip. So you can do this on the side of your bed as well, and all you need is your bed, and all you need is a bench, you know, and then you're here. Well, wide grip first, like I said, wide grip first. Use these motions, wide grip and close grip, wide grip and close grip. Wide grip helps with your width, you know, and close grip helps with more of your contraction, you know. It helps with with literally everything, making your whole body aligned, you know. But wide grips help with it helps with your lats. So you can have a big lats. If you want a big lats, wide grip pull-ups, wide grip push-ups, and wide grip dips as well. So this is a wide grip dip. So you want to be here. Boom. Make sure your core is engaged. Make sure your core is engaged. This is important. I can't repeat enough, you know. So make sure your core is engaged. Boom. Boom. We're just up. We're just up. Nice and slow. Have a little motion of it. Boom. Boom. Make sure you're breathing. You can see, I don't know if you'll see it, but it helps on my stretching out my chest. Just want to stretch out the chest, you know. That's very good with the wide grip. With the wide grip, you're stretching out the chest. The close grip, we're making sure the chest is compact, you know. So we're doing different motions so that we can have equal growth to our muscles, you know, because you just don't want to do close grip, because if you're doing that, then the way your body is gonna be like too much together, you know. But if you do both, you would literally have the perfect physique, you know, because it's like working in your right hand or working your left hand. For example, if you play football, the coaches always tell you that don't only just use your stronger leg, use your weaker leg as well, because you have two legs for a reason, you know. The same way is with calisthenics. You need to do different motions. Make sure you're incorporating wide grip and close grip. Make sure you're working your right leg and left leg, even when it comes to squats. When it comes to squats, we're gonna get into squats. When it comes to squats, working your left leg and your right leg, work on your leg individually, the same way you work on it together. So the same thing, close grip dips. Like I said, we're here. Make sure your core is engaged, and then we're up. Make sure your heels on the ground, core is engaged, and we're up. We're up. We're up. Make sure your pause at the top. Your pause at the top, or you can be up. Boom, boom, boom. And the motion that we need to be doing is literally going forward, especially with the bench press. We need to be pushing forward, or pushing forward, not necessarily pushing up. So when you push up, you're engaging more of your back, you know. But if you want to engage your back and your front of your body, which is your traps, your lats, and your pectoral muscles, and your front of your shoulders and your delts, you need to be going forward, forward, squeezing, forward, squeezing. So you're going down and moving forward, squeezing. You know, I can feel this literally top of my body, literally like everywhere. You know, and I haven't done a lot. So I can imagine for someone that's a beginner doing this at least 5 days a week, 3 days a week, how much you build, how much core strength, how much arm strength, how much shoulder and back strength you build from literally doing this 4 days, 5 days, 3 days a week, you know. So we need to make sure we prioritize our health. This is why I'm doing this, guys, so you can improve. But that's the first bit to the dips. Now we're back with the squats. So squats is very crucial. Squats, never forget leg day, because full body training, a full body body weight training is holistic, is full body. Like when you're working calisthenics, like I feel like you shouldn't, like, this is my opinion, everyone's opinion is different, but in my opinion I feel like every day should be a full body workout day. You need to be doing at least 100 squats a day, like 100 squats a day at least, because legs are really crucial. You can't forget your legs. You know, we love working our upper body. I understand you want to look big, but come on, man, this is where the strength is. This is where your testosterone is built more on your lower part of your body than the upper part of your body. So that should be saying something, you know. So the more muscle mass you build on your legs, the more muscle mass you build on top of your body. So this is why we need to prioritize legs every day. Do not forget legs. Always do at least 50 to 100. If you're starting up, at least 50 squats a day, especially when you're doing body weight training, 50 squats a day, and as you progress, you need to be doing at least 100 squats every single day or every single time you exercise. We're gonna go to different types of squats. So when you do a squat, we all seen what a squat is, but most of us do not know how to do a squat properly. So when you do a squat, make sure your feet. First of all, there's different type of squats. There's normal squats, which is this, and we have sumo squats, which is this. You know, and this helps with more of your inner thigh and your calves. This helps with more of your outer, more of your major thighs here, and also helps with your lower back as well and your calves as well. The first one we're going to go through is the normal squat. So normal squats are performed shoulder width length. Make sure your chest is up, you know, make sure your chin is up. You can do it different ways. Have arms out, you know, arms in, arms in your ear or your temple, arms on your hands on your head, sorry, and literally just making sure you're activating your lower back. And it's just about the sitting motion. So it's like you want to sit down, but make sure you're using your focus on your heels as well, because that's what the perfect squat is about. It's about making sure you focus on your heels, because once you focus on your heels, you are literally bending low. Make sure you don't bend too low, you know, and make sure you're not locking out when you come to squats. Do not lock out. You need to keep the traction on your knees, especially people that have the knee injuries. You need to keep contraction your knees. You need to make sure that your knees are working. So do not to lock out. In most of my exercises, I always say lock out and stuff like that. But with squats, I feel like you should never really lock out. You can do full range of motion, but full range of motion doesn't necessarily mean to lock out. If I was wearing shorts, you'd be able to see my knees properly, but I'm not. But full range of motion is literally just here. You're nearly at a standing position, but however, your knees are still engaged, you know. So you're back in again and you're here, you know, back in again and you're here. Make sure you focus on your heels. Make sure you use your feet to actually bring your body up. And like I said, the slower you go, the better the exercise is, or the harder exercise is. The more tension you have in your exercise, and also the more mass you build on your legs as well. So we are close to the ground, then we're up, down, and up. Like I said, do different motions, down and up, down and up. If you're just starting with squats, just try not to go too low. Maybe you can do this, up. Like I said, this will be the best. Let me show you from the side how it looks, so you have a better angle. So you literally just nice and slow. For anyone that has any knee injuries, make sure you do not lock out. Make sure the tension stays and you keep the tension in your knees, you know. So the next squat motion is the sumo squats. I love the sumo squats because this helps with your control as well. Helps your control, helps your balance. It helps with your core strength as well. I feel like because sumo squats is like you're so wide and your feet are so wide, you kind of need to engage your core more than the normal squat. That's in my opinion anyway. So what you do is make sure your feet are planted literally more than shoulder width length, maybe just like 2 inches, 3 inches more than shoulder width length. Make sure your hands is engaged, your hands is right in front of you, like a sumo wrestler, like you want to plant to the sumo position, and you literally just bend your knees. Make sure your legs, make sure your feet, make sure your feet is locked out. And we're up again. Like I said, do not lock out when you're coming up. Don't lock out when you come up. We're back in again. Make sure our chest is up. Boom, 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 boom. Also, one thing that I always talk to people about the squats is when you go down in the squat position, we need to engage our glutes, because this is also a glute exercise. You know, this works on your glutes, you know, and especially your lower back. So when you squat, make sure when you go down and you come back up, make sure you lock in this way, even though you're not locking out with your knees, because as you can see, my knees are still bent. Let me just put my legs up, because you can see my knees are still bent as I go down. So as I'm going down, I'm not locking out with my knees, but I'm locking in with my glutes and with my core, you know. So let me show you from the side. So we're here. As you can see, my knees are still bent. However, my glutes, my core, my lower back is mainly pushed forward and my back is slanted. So let me show you in a fast motion. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. So we need to be squeezing. Like I always say, squeezing is very, very important when it comes to body weight exercises. Those are the 4 major body weight exercises that you need to be practicing at least 3, 4 to 5 times a week. The push-ups, you can do this at home. There's no excuses. I already showed you the beginner push-ups. The wall push-ups, you can do wide grip, close grip, you know. Make sure you apply the wide grip and close grip, you know. And the pull-ups, like I said, dead hangs, you know, and also with the bars as well, making sure your feet is extended, and then you literally just pull yourself up, you know. If you want to rewind it and go back again, you can check it, you know. Like I said, dead hands for pull-ups, dead hangs with 2 hands, 20 seconds, 4 reps. Dead hand with one hand, one hand, one hand. This will help with your grip strength. This will help with your shoulder strength. Like I said, this will help minimize injuries. This will help with literally your upper body strength. So this is what we need to be applying in our body weight exercises. You know, there's no excuses. You don't need to apply for a membership. You don't need to go to the gym for this. You don't need to lift weights for this. You can really do this at home, and you will see the amount of mass that you build if you do this consistently and you are ready for this. Like I said, I've been doing this for 4.5 years, literally just body weight exercises, and I've built strength, you know, without lifting weights. I only really started lifting weights this year. I'm only just learning. I'm in my learning progress of weightlifting, but this is how I started. I only started from doing dips, pull-ups, push-ups, and I advanced to muscle-ups, and I advanced to different sort of exercises. Still don't have to do handstands, you know what I'm saying? It's like I still have a long way to go, but however, I will still teach people what I've been through, because I know everyone is in the same position I was in. So hence why it's important to do what I'm doing now, you know. And if you do want to get into this, get into training and get into body work training and advance to weightlifting, you know, I've got my own program. I've got my nutrition plan, got my training plan, literally got everything that I can help you out. I've got all the tools that I've used to help myself, I can use to help you out as well. So if you want to do this, literally just comment the word holistic underneath the comments, and we can just get started. We can move from there, you know. So guys, this is what you need to be doing mind, body, and soul. Get your mind right, get your soul right, get your spirit right, get your health right. All together, everything's about holistic balance, you know. So this is what we're doing. But thank you for watching. Have a blessed rest of your day. Blessings.